morning, everyone. My name is Sabrina. Today, I am going to talk about Lido's path to improving decentralization. Okay. I'm a contributor at Lido in the node operator mechanism workstream. And so I will talk about what is Lido and basically walk you through what we have built in the past 2 years and just then where we are now and something we are building in the future. So what is Lido? At a very high level, Lido is a liquid staking protocol, and currently we have over 9.3 ETH staked with us. The protocol is basically a middleware that connects stakers and node operators, and it is governed on-chain by the Lido DAO. So at the very beginning when Lido was launched in 2020, there was actually no modules, and there was only something called a node operator registry. And this later becomes the curated module as we call it now. So back then at the start, if you want to become a node operator in the curated module, you basically need to wait for like onboarding window to open. And when there's onboarding phase, anybody or any organization are welcome to submit the applications. And in the application, you basically will share things like about your organization, about your team, and how do you run your infrastructure, and about your security practice and this sort of information. And then basically Lido contributor would then review all the applications and then trying to set up meetings with all the different teams. And so not to just know the team better and also to understand what their experiences are. It can be outside of Ethereum as well, like any other proof of stake chain. And also we will look at how do they, like the validators they have run, how do they perform in the past. Then, so you can imagine this is a pretty time-consuming process. So in the past, there had been a total of 5 onboarding rounds for Ethereum, and we have onboarded 39 different organizations to join the protocol. So here, I have chosen 2 images to just show like some characteristic of this module. So in the top image, it's basically how the stakes is being shared through all the other operators within the curated module. And the second screenshot down is that as I described, so basically this is a quite selective process, like to choose which node operator we work with. So it's so we work really closely together. And I think something this is pretty cool is that because of the way it's working, we were able to really push how the client diversity has been improved. You can see at the bottom, it was the blue bar is the ETH client usage for the gas, and it from 84%, and you can see after 1 year of progress, it went down all the way to I think 46%. Yeah. So in order to address the kind of shortcoming of a single modular design, basically, in May 2023, Lido V2 went live as a staking router right after the Chapella upgrade. So what is staking router? It basically introduced a change that it is now possible to design and develop different modules that is possible to onboard like basic modules for many different kind of characteristics. So it is possible to allow a more diverse validator ecosystem. And yeah, okay, so soon after the launch of the staking router, 2 new modules were introduced. The first one is a simple DVT module, and then followed by community staking module. All right, so what is simple DVT mean? So DVT stands for Distributed Validator Technology. You can kind of think it as like a multi-sig, but for validator. So you will work in a group, and basically it will be a threshold either like 3 out of 4, 5 out of 7, or 7 out of 10. And in the case for the simple DVT module, we are all a cluster of 7. So what is special here? So since you are working a group and you have 7 people, and everybody within the cluster, you are free to choose the clients you run, like different execution client, different consensus clients, and you can also have the infrastructure from different part of the world. So it makes like a single validator much more resilient in this way. So the module was initially launched with only 0.5% of the share limit, but based on the really strong performance we observed, later it is increased to 4%. So 4% sounds like not a lot, but if you like put to like numbers, it's slightly over 11,600 validators, or about 1.1% of all Ethereum validators that's currently active running today. Yeah, so what is really, I think what is this module, the most important part from this module is it's due to the characteristic of the simple DVT technology, like much more community staker will be able to join the Lido protocol and run validators. Okay. Just a little bit numbers here. So the module was officially launched in February 2024, and overall it has we have onboarded over 128 solo and community stakers. Okay, and then finally, our last module, which is called a community staking module. It is the first permissionless module within Lido. And what are the key points for this community staking module? So the biggest change here is that instead of like onboarding practice, anybody can join this module. And what is also really cool is the design for this. They are very, the UI is very user-friendly, and there are also very easy integrations and online resources that really encourage anybody to join. So this module was at the beginning launched last year, October, with an early adoption phase, and it finally went fully permissionless in February this year. And so far, there are over 300 independent node operators that actually joined, and they are running over 5,800 validators. Okay, so, all right, just to show in order to see how the decentralization actually going, one of the easiest and way to see is just to see how many people are actually participating in the protocol. And so here is some numbers on 3 different modules. And so some people actually participated in more than 1 modules, as you can see here. Just a little note, like since community staking modules are completely permissionless, we are not able to 100% sure if there are a SIBO there. So that's like, we try some algorithm and some research to try to make this number as close, as good as possible, but this is this. And another thing we can look at and quite often being looked at is what are the geographic distribution of all the validators. And so on the top image, it is the distribution for the curated module. What is really cool is that in one of the, I think on the 5th round of the onboarding, we really want to, because like all the validators most commonly are running either in USA or Germany, and there was really a lot less participation in Asia, also in South America. And that run, we managed to find some really cool node operators to join, and they are running in Chile, Brazil, and Argentina. And then a second image is for simple DVT module. As you can see, there are more footprint in different parts of the world. I mean, if you just count the country, it's not, maybe it's still not super cool, but I mean, it's so good progress. And now, I don't have the status yet, but in Q1, we hope to publish a report maybe in April. And this is for the community staking module. We kindly ask if node operations are okay with it. They can submit information on how they run their infrastructure, so we can share all this information with the community. So that's all the modules we have now. And currently there are 2 more proposals and discussions on where we can go for now, continue in the future. Yeah, the first one is called the SSVLM, and it is basically a proposal for permissionless staking and for using SV networks DVT technology. So what is the difference between this one and the current simple DVT module? The difference is that, as I said, like in each cluster you are running by a group of people. So you can imagine there's a lot of coordination that's needed. And in the current simple DVT module, all this complexity and coordination are still coordinated by someone. And in a simple DVT module, all this will be abstracted away by the module itself. And the second one, which is currently no proposal yet, but just like on the discussion of the features. So in order to further scale the community staking module, and also just to address some of the limitations, in V2, there is a concept that's introduced, I think it's pretty cool. It's basically to allow like a very specific way for node operators, so different operators, they can participate and kind of join in a specific way. So it's kind of gate sealed with like, and then for different operators, you can set different, like for example, reward share and this sort of parameters for them. Yeah, so that's basically my presentation today. And if you are interested in seeing how the Lido node operator set has been growing since the beginning, actually, you can go check the report. You can see all the information published since from 2021. And welcome to reach out if you have any question later. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Please get me whitelisted for the CSM V2. I have been waiting for 2 months already.